Showtime.
If dreams were thunder and lightning was desire, this old house would have burnt down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go.
Welcome, everyone, to the Rosie and Bill Show. Our guest this week is a singer, nurse, and community activist. And she's combined these passions by lending her voice to a very special project, the Squeaky Wheel Tour. Please welcome to the Rosie and Bill Show, Gina Miller. Gina, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Are you two cousins? Wait a minute, Miller and Miller?
Huh. Hey, you never know.
Yeah, could be. It could be something my dad didn't tell me or my mom didn't tell me.
Hey,
They were
you never
married a
know.
bunch of times. I mean,
That's right. I think you guys should get some 23andMe DNA testing and find out. All kidding aside, Gina, let's jump right into this because this is really fascinating. We talked a little bit about it the other day, but Bill isn't privy to the wonderful work that you're doing, and neither are our viewers. How did you get involved with the Squeaky Wheel Tour? Because this is a very special movement.
I started going to Nashville probably 17, 18 years ago. And I had a very close friend there, John Stecker. He was my producer, my first producer. He has passed away from cancer. And John and I had a mentor out in LA. And that mentor was Tim Sweeney, who took people under his wing that were working on causes. I was working on emergency medical service causes. And Janelle Rapp, who started this tour for missing people, was working on this cause because Janelle's sister, Gina, she had a sister named Gina. Her sister went missing about 22 years ago from Lincoln, Nebraska. After doing a performance, she did the performance, and when they went out to her car, her guitar was there and she was nowhere to be found. And the case has since remained unsolved. So when you go missing, you're on the news for a week or so, and you're on TV or you hear about it on the radio, and then it kind of drops off. 600,000 people go missing approximately every year in the United States. So Janelle just was beside herself trying to figure out, what can I do to help find my sister? She was at a roadblock. She had gone on and on and on to do whatever she possibly could to find her sister. And one morning she woke up and she decided, I'm going to do what I've always done. I'm going to utilize the skills that I had to find my sister, and I'm going to do that through music. So she started calling people around the country that she knew to profile people that were missing during regular shows. So that's what happened. She started making up posters of people that were missing. And during regular shows, she would talk about the people that were missing, especially her sister, in the hopes that they would find a clue, find some kind of information out, and find these people that were missing. They have since found, since this tour started, over 2,000 people just by utilizing artists, musicians to find people. I mean, not everybody has had a happy ending, but it's been closure for some. So Gina went missing in October 17th in 22 years ago, and her birthday is November 4th. So the tour runs from October 17th through November 4th, because you don't want to run something all year round because it loses its momentum. So you want to run it so it's a tour every year. It comes around and people jump on board and profile, adopt somebody that's missing from their state and run with it. And it's taken off. So I mean, I know the person that I adopted is actually somebody local that I don't know if you know about Tony Lee Sharpless, Rosie. She was a nurse that went missing from Lancaster County over 10 years ago.
No, I didn't.
Yes, she's a local. She was a local nurse, and I know her family's known to me, and at shows I will talk about her, and we invite the news media to shows to come out and to get her face back into the news feeds to see if anybody has any information to try and help locate her. You just never know. You never know who's going to be where, when. So that's how the tour works.
Gina, you mentioned a couple minutes ago that 2,000 people have been found. Now that's a big number. And I know you said that, maybe they all aren't happy endings, but there's closure. Can you give us maybe an example of how a concert, how a musician, how that all came together, whereby, putting it out there, someone was found?
Well, when Gina, when they first started, I think it was in 2006, that a child had gone missing at some school, and I can't remember what state it was, but Janelle was obviously a part of it. They had found out that this child was missing, and they put a poster in the school. And when the poster wasn't up long at all, and they located this child because of this tour, because the poster was put up in the school and in the community, and that child was located because of this tour. So you just never know who's going to see a poster, who's going to hear a story, who's going to know somebody that knows somebody that, has some kind of information to relay back to the police or detectives or whatever to get closer to finding.
Yeah, because I imagine that, like you said, once it leaves the news, like I lived in New York 10 years ago. So I have no idea about this nurse that you're talking about. And if I was at a concert and you showed her, picture on the poster, and you talked about her, and, and I might say, oh my God, she looks really familiar. Like I've seen someone that looks like her here or there. And then, so on the poster, is there contact information for, or just call your local police, or do you go to your website?
Right. Well, on the posters, I mean, every poster is different. It depends who is involved in the case. I know for Tony, there was a private investigator involved with her case, and I think she still is, that puts the information on the poster, that if there's any information to contact the local police, the private investigator, and they will further investigate the information that's provided to them. I know that the site itself, Squeaky Wheel Tour, actually has their own website. So if you go on to the number 411gina.org, it's a very user-friendly site. You can actually go on by artist, like you can type in Janelle Rapp or Gina Miller or whoever you follow as an artist, a musician, and you can see where they're performing during the Squeaky Wheel Tour, and you can see who they're profiling, because it doesn't necessarily just stay in your own state. Like I happen to be singing in Delaware, Jersey. I'll be in, I'm going to do a podcast in North Carolina, and I will profile those people in North Carolina. Wherever state I'm in, that's who I'll profile during tour time. So it doesn't just have to be the state that I'm from. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you try to gather up as many people as you can to profile during tour time.
Gina, how do artists get involved with the tour, and what are some of the cities that'll be hosting the tour coming up? Like you said, it's October 17th through the first week of November or so each year. So
Yes.
is there a recruiting process that people volunteer? How do artists get involved? And tell us a little bit about the tour in the cities.
they can go right to the website, right to the 411gina.org website, and actually just put their information in there, go right into the website and become an artist. It's not hard at all. You just become an artist. And most artists already have a schedule going on, of shows that they're doing. So really, it's just a matter of implementing the people that they want to adopt to profile and implementing it into their shows. It's extra steps.
So it's not that the tour itself is sponsoring these artists to tour. It's that they are including the missing people in their shows during that time period.
Correct.
Okay. That's
Correct.
wow. That's great, because like you said, it's a great way to get it out there, and artists, are already working and performing. So it's a great way for them to volunteer to this amazing cause.
Yes.
And one other thing that just struck me earlier, Gina, you said a figure of 600,000 a year. And, just some basic math over a 10-year period, that's 6 million people. So you could be at a concert, you could be anywhere in any town, USA, and there's going to be someone or multiple people that were impacted by this. Those are staggering when
Yes, it truly is. People do not realize how quickly people go missing. That's when, when the police officers are out there saying, make sure you are keeping an eye on your children, make sure you know what's going on with your elderly parents. They're serious. People go missing, and you really have to be in tune with what's going on. It happens in a split second. And when particularly young children, when they get abducted, it's quick. And they're not messing around. When they take the children, they're not only taking them, they're making it so they're not recognizable. They're changing their clothes. It's lickety split.
Right.
They're taking them and they're making
plan in
yes.
place.
Yes.
Gina, as you were talking about that, and even for your friend Janelle, all I could think about, I was starting, of course, to put myself in her place, and where and how do these families ever get peace?
It's I watched my friend Donna, Tony's mom, and she is such a blessing. She has gone on to be there for her grandchildren and for her other, the rest of her family through all that she's been through. Janelle has gone on to be there for her family, for her sister Gina's kids, through all of this. It's nothing short of a strong person. There's no words to describe how strong of a person they are to be able to get through this.
Yeah, because I can imagine that the guilt of doing anything, moving on with your life in any way, has to be monumental when you're thinking, but where are they? Are they alive? Are they not alive? It's wow. This is really important work that you're doing.
Well, it's a combined effort. It's just not, this was meant to be. These friendships were not by accident. Meeting Janelle, many years ago in Los Angeles was not an accident by any stretch of the imagination. We were meant to become friends, and we were all meant to become a part of this and to help each other. There's no doubt in my mind that we were meant to be friends. And I just love her to pieces. Who would know that, that I'd become friends with this girl way out in LA when I started singing, 20 years ago in Nashville. You never know. It's just fate and connections. It's just the connections with people. So we're all here to help each other out,
Well, and you're living example and living proof of that. And you're right. I think everything does happen for a reason. The people we come in contact with, the people we meet. And one other quick question, Gina, that just came to mind is you talked about what artists can do to get involved and how easy it is for them, just to include a message or include something in what they're already doing. for people that aren't an artist, for people that are watching, for people that are maybe reacting like I did and Rosie did with these numbers and just completely blown away by all the lives and families impacted? What are some things people can do that are watching to help?
They can, there's actually on the website, there's monetary ways to help. I know that there actually is a bus. They did used to go out and actually go on the road and do tours, like a regular tour, but it costs money. And then with COVID and different things that have happened over the years, it's made an impact with everything, as we all know. So there's all kind of ways to help. There's sponsorships. There's making posters. Making posters costs money. You know, every time there's a box of posters, that's a lot of money. You know, keeping in contact with detectives and police officers and keeping everybody in alignment with what's going on with the cases and keeping everybody abreast of everything. That's a lot. That's a lot of people to keep informed. And
Right.
it always boils down to money. You always need money to
Right.
keep people informed and you know, so there's all kind of ways. You don't have to be an artist to participate in this tour. It's monetary, it's sponsorship, it's just and even faith, having faith. We need our prayer
Prayers.
warriors out there to pray.
Yeah, prayers.
You know,
Gina, from a law enforcement standpoint, what do you know about how long these investigations go on before it becomes a cold case?
I think that's a hard question to answer because some of the cases might be considered cold cases, but then again, as technology develops and newer things start to arise in technology, a cold case all of a sudden isn't a cold case anymore because of what happens with technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it depends what's going on in our world of technology that brings it back to life. You know, or it's just a tough question to answer.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's ever going to give up on any of these cases. I mean, anything that's going to happen that brings it back to life is going to bring it off the shelf.
Right.
So
We understand that you wrote a song for this cause. Can you tell us?
with my friend Nicole Zell, another local
Okay.
singer-songwriter. I think Nicole was 16 when she wrote it. She's out and about doing her thing. She's another local singer-songwriter in the area.
Help me find you, my missing piece.
Gina, thank you so much for chatting with us. And, you know, we'll put up the website and everything for you, for everyone. That way, if they want to check it out or get involved in some way that they can. And this is, like I said, you know, hats off to you and Janelle and everyone, all the artists who are doing what they can to help these people and their families. And we really appreciate you coming on the show and taking time out to share this with us.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the show to share this. It's an important topic.
Yes,
So nobody should be missing.
absolutely. It's tragic. Well, thank you so much, Gina. And folks, thank you for tuning in. Check out the Squeaky Wheel Tour website as well as Gina's website. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
She said, aren't you glad the rain is finally gone?
Then I heard the words for the song.
She didn't understand what she was saying,
But something deep inside of her must have heard me praying, 'cause it's been raining since October 17th. I don't know if you know